as it is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or as many entrepreneurs
Yeah.
as it is right now with the internet.
Information is everywhere, man.
It's everywhere. So like the internet is a gift and a curse. Yeah, you gotta, the only bad thing about the internet is every fucking body got an opinion.
Yeah.
So this is why the young people, their stomachs gotta be strong. You gotta be able to accept.
Chris, in regards to dealing with 50 Cent, what did y'all learn from Lil Meech?
I never want to be on 50's bad side. That's all. I just learned that, and I never want to owe 50 money ever in life. Not from Lil Meech, but just in general, just from knowing 50.
Never owe money.
Never owe money because I know he wants it by Monday. And
This is what happens when a drug kingpin fresh out of federal prison starts sliding into DMs asking people to work with him. And the man who made his story famous catches every single receipt. Big Meech, the co-founder of the Black Mafia family, spent nearly 2 decades locked up in federal prison. During those years, 50 Cent constructed an entire television empire around his story, and the BMF series on Starz became one of the network's biggest hits, pulling in over 6 million viewers per episode during its first season.
And I just, I just want to stay on his good side. That's it. I don't know. With him and the whole Lil Meech thing, I have no clue. I'm not privy to truly what's going on there. I just know my loyalty runs deep. I know the day I booked this role, one of the first things I did, you would appreciate it, Charlamagne, because you're a little messy.
Lil Meech, Big Meech's son, was discovered personally by 50 Cent, who then covered the cost of 2 years of acting training in Los Angeles, 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day. According to 50 Cent himself, he helped the Flenorys family earn over $5 million in legitimate income. And then Big Meech got released, and that's when everything fell apart. What follows is the complete breakdown of how this beef ignited, what those leaked DMs actually contained, and why 50 Cent has refused to let up even once in his response. Some context on who we're actually dealing with here is necessary before going any further. Demetrius Edward Flenorys Sr., the man known as Big Meech, entered the world on June 21, 1968, in southwest Detroit, Michigan, which puts him at 57 years old right now.
First thing I did was I went straight to Ja Rule's Instagram and pressed unfollow. It says follow back right now. It says follow back because I'd already met Ja. I'd already met him. And but long before I got on power, I met him and he followed me, his manager and everything. And I said, the one thing that will not happen.
A 2-parent Christian household raised him. But here's the thing. Meech dropped out of high school anyway and started selling drugs in the late 1980s. His original street crew went by 50 Boys, a name referencing the $50 bags of coke they moved on the streets. 1985 marked the year Meech and his younger brother Terry, who operated under the name Southwest T, founded what would eventually become the Black Mafia family. What they built wasn't some small-time neighborhood operation, and by 2000, BMF ran networks across 12 states while moving approximately 2,500 kilograms of coke per month. Prosecutors allege the organization pulled in over $270 million through sales alone. The brothers split the operation strategically, with Big Meech running the Atlanta distribution network while Terry handled Los Angeles and received shipments directly from Mexican cartels. BMF Entertainment launched as their record label, which also served as a money laundering front, and the brothers associated with names like P. Diddy.
Curtis Jackson will not choose to just be sitting down one day and go on Ja Rule's page and see followed by Chris D. Lofton. You will not. And I just unfollowed him.
No Ja Rule on the playlist anymore?
No, God heavens no.
Heavens no. You should hang around with me for too long.
Jay-Z, T.I., and Young Jeezy. October 2005 brought it all crashing down when a 2-year DEA investigation called Operation Motor City Mafia led to both brothers getting arrested. A Dallas suburb is where they caught Big Meech, and Terry got picked up in St. Louis. Both pleaded guilty to running a continuing criminal enterprise in November 2007, and what followed in September 2008 was U.S. District Judge Avrin Cohn handing down 30-year sentences to both of them. Approximately 150 defendants faced indictments across the entire BMF case. That's where 50 Cent enters the picture. Somewhere around 2015, 50 Cent acquired the rights to Big Meech's story, then sold the project to Starz around 2017. July 2019 brought the official announcement of the BMF series at the Television Critics Association Summer Press Tour, and Starz greenlit production in April 2020. 50 Cent wasn't just some random producer picking up a story to exploit, because by this point, G-Unit Film and Television had become a legitimate powerhouse. That 2018 deal with Starz carried a potential value of up to $150 million in full success. and Variety described it as essentially the biggest deal in premium cable history. April 2024 saw him open G-Unit Studios in Shreveport, Louisiana, a 985,000 square foot facility that became the second largest Black-owned production studio in America, trailing only Tyler Perry Studios. Big Meech's blessing for the series came through a handwritten letter from behind bars that 50 posted on Instagram. Meech's exact words were these: "First, I must say, Fifth and Randall, given the success of your past creative collaborations on numerous feature films and particularly your television series Power, I feel that the two of you are the perfect team to tell my story." September 26, 2021 marked the premiere date.
On the table, out in the world, like people got to go back 20, 30 years ago. It wasn't as many superstars, athletes, or entertainers.
And the show hit immediately. Season 1 averaged 6.5 million multi-platform viewers per episode. Season 2 premiered to over 4 million viewers, and Season 3 reached a series high with 5.1 million viewers, representing a 25% jump from the previous season. Rotten Tomatoes gave the show an 80% rating, while IMDb users scored it 7.5 out of 10. Everything appeared perfect on the surface. Money flowed to 50 Cent, the Flenorys family gained legitimate fame and income, and Big Meech's story reached millions of people who'd never heard of BMF before. But then Big Meech got out of prison, and within months, the entire relationship collapsed. Big Meech's path to release and what happened immediately after deserves close attention. That original 30-year sentence got reduced twice, first by 3 years in June 2021, then by another 32 months in February 2024. October 15th or 16th of 2024 brought his transfer from federal prison to a halfway house in Miami, and his projected full release date sits at January 27th, 2026. Even after that date arrives, 5 additional years of supervised release await him. November 2024 still showed friendly relations between the two men, and 50 Cent actually posted a photo with Big Meech that suggested everything remained solid. That changed fast. January 22, 2025 brought the moment that sparked the entire fallout.
Somebody saying anything about you, because any person got to. The dude can be out there in Africa in the fucking safari, and he can get on the fucking computer and give you a negative comment.
When Big Meech appeared in a promo for a Welcome Back concert with Rick Ross. Anyone familiar with 50 Cent's history understands exactly why this posed a problem. Rick Ross has been 50 Cent's bitter rival since their diss track war back in 2008, and the beef between them has persisted for nearly 2 decades at this point. When Big Meech, whose entire television empire came from 50 Cent's efforts, showed up promoting a concert with Rick Ross, that represented a clear line being crossed. 50 Cent responded exactly the way anyone who follows him would expect. February 2nd through 5th of 2025 marked when the feud officially erupted into public view. 50 Cent posted an image of a rat with the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech," then unfollowed Lil Meech on Instagram. What really escalated things was his decision to leak private text messages from Lil Meech himself. Here's what Lil Meech actually sent to him, word for word. "They just told me you unfollowed me on Instagram and now you managing Skilla Baby with Rocket when I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was." Another message read, "Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human, I go through my own shit, but I never switched up on you." But here's the message that exposed what was really happening behind the scenes. Lil Meech wrote, "Fuck Rick Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts."
These people's opinions don't count. People, a person on a farm somewhere, opinion don't count for real. You got 100 comments, 90 of them good, 10 of them bad, but you let them 10 bad ones get to you. See what I'm saying? That's part of being weak-minded or having a weak stomach, because you come up in this era. My era, I don't give a damn what you think. I'm pushing forward.
This internet shit is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. 50 Cent's caption on that post read, "What next season, little," followed by a ninja emoji, and the implication couldn't have been clearer. BMF's future was in doubt. Things only got worse from there. February 12, 2025 brought 50 Cent addressing the situation more directly with these words. "Why old boy didn't look out for me, and send him to acting school, big screech. All your people that was out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you the black Pablo Escobar and fucked him up. I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault, it's all gone. 50 Cent's point was clear, that while Big Meech sat in prison, his people on the outside didn't invest in Lil Meech's future. And 50 Cent was the one who paid for acting school and created the opportunity that made Lil Meech famous. A week later, on February 19, 2025,
I'm pushing forward. I'm not gonna stay stagnated or go low because of what you think about me, or you feel my hair wasn't right, or I'm dressing too young.
Right.
Like this, somebody else has just said my outfit look great. They can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Then you got you saying, well, he needs to throw some over.
another revelation dropped when 50 Cent disclosed that he had sent Lil Meech to rehab for alleged onset drug use. What he was dealing with extended beyond just perceived betrayal, because he'd also been handling personal problems behind the scenes that nobody knew about. Big Meech's Welcome Back concert with Rick Ross proceeded as planned on February 13, 2025 in Florida, and 50 Cent maintained the pressure without letting up. April 2025 brought another post. This time a video of a rat escaping a trap with the caption, "New footage of Big Meech, slick rat, you know the vibes." These DM leaks require close examination because multiple incidents have exposed Big Meech reaching out to people asking to work together, and each one has gone public. The first major exposure involved Canadian rapper Top 5. March 19, 2025 is when Top 5 posted an Instagram story showing a DM from Big Meech where he was trying to tap in, and Top 5 absolutely destroyed him publicly by saying, "This rat thought he could DM me and tap in. Yo, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out of my DMs." 50 Cent responded, "He probably want to borrow some money from you gangsta, LOL." That Big Screech nickname was spreading beyond just 50 Cent, and the narrative building around Big Meech was that he was desperately reaching out to anyone who might give him an opportunity. But the most recent incident happened just days ago in December 2025, and this is what has everyone talking right now. Actor Chris D. Lofton, who plays Jannard Sampson on Power Book 4 Force, posted a DM from Big Meech directly to his Instagram story. Big Meech's message contained exactly these words: "What's up, fam? Let's work." That was the entire message. Nothing more than that. 50 Cent reposted it with the caption, "Work on what?" along with a shrug emoji. His full response continued with, "He's an actor. He don't want to sell dope, fool. You watching too much Force?" A second slide followed that simply stated, "Not a Chance Demetrius." The use of his real name made the dismissal complete and total. What's really driving all of this behavior from Big Meech requires examination, specifically why he keeps sliding into people's DMs asking to work. Everything available points to a few factors at play. First, those leaked texts from Lil Meech revealed that Big Meech needed money from Rick Ross to pay his bills. And after nearly 20 years in prison, that makes sense. Whatever money BMF generated is long gone, likely seized by the feds or spent by people around him while he remained locked up. Second, the BMF series represented his main source of legitimate income. But 50 Cent's reaction to the Rick Ross link-up threatened that entire relationship. And ultimately, the show did get canceled. October 29, 2025 is when Starz officially canceled BMF after 4 seasons. The season 4 finale had aired on August 15, ending on a cliffhanger with Big Meech being arrested, and none of it was written as a series finale because the show simply got cut. Starz CEO Jeffrey Hirsch pointed to cost-cutting strategy as the reason. But sources who spoke to Deadline revealed that tension between 50 Cent and Big Meech had caused anxiety on set during seasons 3 and 4. After the cancellation, 50 Cent trolled Lil Meech on Instagram with a photoshopped image showing him holding an out-of-work sign. In the interest of presenting all perspectives on this situation, other people have weighed in with different takes. Rapper Akon actually spoke with Big Meech directly about what happened. According to what Akon shared, Meech feels slighted and believes him and 50 should have sat down and had a real conversation as men because he's been in prison for 20 years. Akon added that Meech didn't fully understand the politics between 50 Cent and Rick Ross. That explanation makes sense when you consider the timeline. 2 decades behind bars since 2005 would leave anyone disconnected from how deep certain beefs run, and the 50 Cent versus Rick Ross situation has persisted for nearly that entire time. Fan reactions have split down the middle on this one. Some called out 50 with comments like, "Damn Fifth, all because of a pic with Ross? And his son been nothing but good to you. You ain't grow up with Meech, why you trippin'?" While others labeled 50 as miserable. But 50 also has defenders who pointed out that he literally stated on The Breakfast Club that if you're teetering on the fence, he'll put you on the other side. Their argument is that he's not an internet gangster, but a man who made Big Meech's son famous and added a bigger legacy to the Flenorys name through legitimate work. Big Meech himself denied all the snitching accusations with these words: "I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always." Some important context about Terry Flenorys' situation adds another layer to this story. While Big Meech remains in a halfway house until January 2026, his brother Terry received a full commutation from President Biden on December 12, 2024, part of Biden's initiative to pardon those placed on home confinement during COVID. Terry is now completely free and celebrated his release by cutting off his ankle monitor. But even before the current drama kicked off, tensions had surfaced between 50 Cent and the Flenorys family. June 2024 brought 50 Cent calling out Terry Flenorys for meeting with the son of Kenneth Supreme McGriff, and anyone who knows 50's history recognizes Supreme as one of his oldest and most dangerous enemies. Former BMF artist Blue Da Vinci and music executive Wack 100 have also previously alleged that 50 obtained the BMF rights through an informant. Layers upon layers exist beneath this situation, and the conflict extends far beyond one photo with Rick Ross. History, allegations, and complicated relationships all factor into what's playing out publicly. Everything comes down to where things stand right now, as of late December 2025. No reconciliation appears anywhere on the horizon. 50 Cent continues to publicly mock Big Meech's attempts to connect with people in his circle, and his most recent Instagram post on December 23, 2025, rejected Big Meech completely. Big Meech remains in a Miami halfway house with that projected release date of January 27, 2026 still ahead of him. Even after getting out, 5 more years of supervised release await him, with conditions that include substance abuse programs. Based on those leaked texts, financial struggles are very much his reality. 4 seasons of BMF are all that will ever exist, and it ended on a cliffhanger that was never meant to be a finale. Variety reports that multiple BMF spin-offs remain in development, but the current state of the relationship between 50 Cent and the Flenorys family makes the future of those projects uncertain at best. Here's what it all comes down to. 50 Cent invested years into telling Big Meech's story and claims he helped the family make millions in legitimate money. 2 years of acting training for Lil Meech came out of his pocket. An entire television franchise was built around the BMF legacy through his connections and effort. From 50 Cent's perspective, the moment Big Meech stepped out of prison, he immediately aligned himself with 50's biggest rival. Big Meech's perspective, according to Akon anyway, is that 20 years in prison should have led to a real conversation between 2 men instead of everything playing out on social media. Full awareness of how serious the Rick Ross beef actually runs may not have existed on his end. Regardless of whose perspective holds more weight, the result remains identical. Big Meech is out here messaging actors and rappers with messages like, "What's up fam, let's work," and getting exposed every single time it happens. 50 Cent collects those receipts and posts them for millions of people to witness. That's the full story. A drug kingpin whose empire generated hundreds of millions of dollars is now fresh out of prison, sliding into DMs and getting publicly rejected by the man who made his name relevant to an entire new generation. January 2026 arrives soon, which is when Big Meech will be fully released. So the question becomes, what happens next? Any possibility of a real conversation between these two remains unclear. Those BMF spin-offs may or may not ever materialize. One thing is absolutely clear though, 50 Cent is not letting this go. Every time Big Meech reaches out to someone in 50's circle, the whole world is going to find out about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments on what you think about this situation. Let me know if 50 Cent is right to feel betrayed, if Big Meech should have known better than to link with Rick Ross, and if you see any chance these two ever patch things up. I'll see you in the next one.